Hello once again, here for another yogurt talk or vlog, and we will get to the yogurt at the end, but first, what goes good with yogurt better than Atari game packaging? It's funny because these days all the game boxes are all pretty standard, pretty generic. Xbox game comes in a DVD style case, and it makes it easy to organize, but they lack a little character that the packaging used to have back in the day when everything was new and all crazy. So let's start with the oldest example of Atari computer packaging that I have, and that's this. Look at the size of this. This is Missile Command. And the great thing about this is not only is it huge, and of course you get these dudes on the cover there, commanding your missiles. Doing a fantastic job, boys. But the best thing is that it's all this box. And of course, Atari 8-bit carts are tiny. So you've got this whole big thing just to hold this tiny cart. And, of course, a giant manual. Not giant like thick, but giant like huge. And it's even, hope you can see that, it's even 3-hole punched, so you can put it in a binder. But these are fantastic manuals. It's got screenshots, lots of tips. Really cool. You could never fit this in an Xbox game case. Yeah. Atari later on went to a different style of box, and here's a little later example. This is Eastern Front, and you can see it's this giant silver box. It's a little smaller in dimensions, but the thickness, it's huge. You could fit a Wii in this thing. And you open this up, and you've got your warranty card, and this cool manual with lots of pictures and historical details. I mean, this is good photography and history. How to play. Oops. Also, though, it comes with this map of the area of Russia that you have to fight on. It's nice packaging, and again, the cartridge sits right in there. Now, this silver packaging, they did keep this theme for a while, but they went to a much smaller box. Like, here's a Moon Patrol. So you can see the scheme is actually exactly the same, but the box is much smaller. And the artwork is a little more cartoony on the back, a little more arcadey. When they made the XE game system and they started repackaging cartridges, then you get to this blue box. This is Airball. It's a little cheaper looking now. Kind of this grid behind it. The artwork's still pretty cool, though. The back, you can really see it's a lot less money spent on this. You got a screenshot, which isn't that great looking, and then just some plain black text. Now, of course, a lot of third-party companies made games for Atari computers, and like Rockland. I've got a few Rockland games here, which are in a slightly different style packaging. They've all got the same blue color. Now, Gorf is a pretty standard box. It's got the cool artwork there. But it's just a regular box, opens on the top. There's some screenshots. Cartridge sits in there. Later on, they went with a cheaper style. They used these generic boxes, and this is actually the manual right here, being used as the artwork, and it's just got a flap here, and the cartridge sits like that. Interestingly, this Wizard of War that I have is actually the disc version, but they still use the same cartridge packaging, except where the cartridge goes, you get a nice big piece of styrofoam. So that's a good cost-cutting move right there. Good job, Rockland. Pretty fun games, too. And, of course, there's other companies, too, like Parker Brothers with their gold box, or Epix, they went with the black look. But you can see there's lots of different variety, lots of different shapes of boxes, and to organize these on your shelf, not the easiest thing in the world. So what you got here is the Mad Spy vs. Spy game. Comes in this cool plastic box. That's another different style of packaging. And sometimes disc-based games wouldn't come in a box. They'd come in these little folder-type things. Here's Bop and Wrestle. It's actually quite thin, and you open it up, and the disc sits right there. These are very cool packaging. I like these a lot because you get a nice big artwork on it. And there's Gauntlet. Interestingly, the screenshots on the back of the Commodore 64 and Atari ST. Both superior-looking games to the Atari version, but Atari 8-bit version. But yeah, see, look at that awesome artwork inside there. And the disc sits in there. Hardball's a little different. You've actually got a little extra panel here. You've got a catcher's mitt and a baseball, and then it opens up one panel further, and you get a little baseball talk. Exciting stuff, but very cool. I like this style of packaging quite a bit. But some companies went above and beyond with really elaborate packaging, and like this one, this is Deadline, which is a text adventure from Infocom. And what you've actually got here, is you take this off, comes with a little dossier. It says documentary evidence, and inside you've got just a ton of stuff. Now, please excuse these. These are actually comes with little tablets found near the body, but I think they were actually little sugar pills, and mine have turned weird colors. Here's a little Zork users group thing. But then you've got this. You've got a letter to the chief, a shot of with a chalk outline of where the body was found, official memo from the Lakeville, Connecticut Police Department, and a lab report. And of course, you've got the inspector's casebook. This tells you how to play. Basically, the user's manual, and you see how large this is. This is pretty awesome. Reference card, business reply card, thing. And you've also got this, lastly, look, fingerprints. And, excerpts from the interview with Mrs. Robner. This is great stuff, and all necessary to play the game. And remember, this is not a fancy packaging or a limited edition. Like these days, you can get really nice packaging, but you'll pay extra. This is just the regular version that everybody got. Oh, and I forgot one form, too. It's got the Corpus Delicti. I would never call it an autopsy report when it says Corpus Delicti right on the top of it. And finally, Origin Systems had fantastic packaging. Very elaborate. Here's Auto Duel. It has excellent artwork on the front. And, back looks pretty cool. But when you open it up, it actually has a little Origin Systems toolkit in it. And it actually, it's cheap, but it works. If you're really desperate. Floppy disks. And this is from the American Auto Duel Association. You get the little overview map. This is the northeast of the United States, at least as it's represented in this game. This is pretty awesome. All your routes, Buffalo to Syracuse, Pittsburgh, Harrisburg, it's all there. And all the different businesses and shops that are in each town. So you could plan your routes and your missions and stuff. Very cool. And, of course, you get the manual, which is, it's a manual. Pretty cool stuff, and a great, great game. But Ultima 4 really, really takes the cake. Again, the artwork, I love this artwork. Fantastic. It's too bad you're not going to get a look here. Good look here, but it really is excellent. And, of course, you open this box up, and here's your discs. And you get the history of Britannia. Now look at this thing. It's a whole chapter, political history. Here's your information about the different character classes, weapons, enemies you'll face. That's fantastic. And then this. Holy moly. The Book of Mystic Wisdom. This shows you all your magic, all your spells, what they'll do. I realize this is not the greatest look at this game. But if you were here right now, you would be blown away by how great this looks. But see, each spell has a little artwork showing you the effects. Here's a protection spell. You can see him with arrows flying off it. Open. He's opening a chest. That's not that interesting. Negate. You can see this guy is negating the magic spells from these crazy skulls. That's awesome stuff. Here's your reference card. And then, of course, this fantastic map of the area. This is pretty awesome. Yeah. I don't really have anything else to say about that. It's just great. Great stuff. And again, this was not any limited edition anything. This is just normal. And you also even got this little Ankh here. But anyway, that's just a little look at that. Alright, that was just a very haphazard and terrible look at great game packaging. But that's what the Yogurt vlogs are about, They're kind of off the cuff, fast, terrible videos that feature yogurt for some reason. This is a terrible idea. But anyway, here's the yogurt for today. You'll play again. Key lime pie. Now, the interesting thing about this yogurt is, of course, it's yogurt trying to mimic another food. It's yogurt trying to be pie. And that sounds suspect to me. That sounds like a silly idea. But boy, when you taste it, you like the nice color right there. That's kind of a nice mint lime green. But you know what? They actually do a really good job with this. It does evoke the flavor of key lime pie without being ridiculous. It's not over the top. It's kind of a miracle. This is far better than any game you'll ever play. We should all just be eating this and just throw away our game consoles because it doesn't get any better than this. Key lime pie, you'll play yogurt. Oh yeah, it's good stuff. And Atari game packaging is good stuff too. And that's all I got. Look at that. There's the little aluminum cap. That is great. This is great YouTube video right now. Alright, anyway, I'll leave you with the key lime pie. And I'll see you next time.